What's up, all you Shaners and Janelles and Wrens? How you doing? Will we get ready for the trial of the century?
Alright. Think we met a lot of characters, Kevin. Who do you think did it before we go in? In fact, we even have a theory of what the crime is.
So, is the killer somebody we've met yet? Because these games do like to just fucking throw the killer like on day 2 randomly, and you never even had a chance of solving it.
So I guess that's the first question. Do you think the killer is someone we've already met so far?
I think yes. My theory is the son did lots of bad, naughty crimes, and then he got caught, and the dad had to kill the guy who saw him. We still don't know who the witness is, though, do we?
We don't. The witness is still someone we don't know. So it could be the witness. Oh, I don't think it's the witness.
Why, do you have a theory?
I kind of don't. Like, we have to explain the panties, the stolen hot dog, the stolen noodle cart, and then the bazaar.
Yeah, I don't know why the fuck the body was pulling the cart. I don't know why that guy would be doing that. Otherwise, remember how the noodle guy was like, oh, he's intentionally put his building there just to fuck with me. What if that actually was real and the guy was stealing his cart to get him out of there so he could like expand his hospital?
So what if there is a third person, right, who did the crime and he's framing it on the clinic? No, he's framing it on the kid. He's framing it on the kid. I think the biggest question I have is why are panties used to stuff the exhaust pipe? That's the biggest question I have.
Don't know. And why did Lil Plum's panties get stolen also and thrown in the garbage?
A lot of bizarre things happening. I think my guess is the criminal someone we haven't met yet. There's too much weird things happening.
Okay.
Let's go. Here we go. June 16, 946. District Court. Defendant in lobby number 2. Huh. Mr. Wright's not here today?
He said his old foot injury was acting up.
Old injury? He was all smiles yesterday.
Yeah, he smiled when he said that. He said we'd be fine as long as you're there, Trucy.
Yes. Fine. We'll be fine. Here comes justice! I started my voice training at 5 this morning. No, we'll be shouting.
Of steel. Oh, do some now. I want to hear, here. I fucked that up. Oops.
Huh? Oh, okay. Here we go.
Take that! Take that! Take that! Take that! Take that! Objection!
My name is Apollo Justice, and I'm fine!
That sounds more like a self-mantra than voice training.
I don't know what that is. Oh, I think that's the sun.
Okay,
Fine, I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Ah! Good morning.
Look at his fucking gross neck.
Yo, sup? Hit me with that guilty verdict, G. See if I care. You just hang loose and let things go with the flow, you know what I'm saying? Not really. I don't speak TikTok.
Look here! Don't you be running your mouth like that in here!
See, that's the difference between me and you, old man. I ain't afraid of no cops. Real G's can't keep it real unless they spend some hard time in the pen.
You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about! Sounds like they've both been voice training too, Apollo.
Alright, Trucy, your turn. My worst
Fuck
fears
you,
realized.
Daddy!
The trial's starting and I still having a real talk with my client. He's just practicing his Bruce Lee impersonations.
Oh no.
What?
It is that guy. It's Gavin's brother.
Yeah. Court is now in session for the trial of walkie-talkie. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Ready to rock and roll, her judge. Ah, it's him, the guy from yesterday. He's a prosecutor?
It's Mr. Gavin's brother. A long time no see, Prosecutor Gavin. Were you taking a leave of absence?
Should I change his name? Or his voice?
As well up to you.
You know that little band I started in my free time? The thing is, we got real popular.
Sounds real husky for a hot guy.
It's a rock and roller, though. He smokes and drinks all day. Hard to say 9 to your fans with 3 of your singles go platinum, huh? Maybe I should try a German. I don't know what a German sounds like, though.
I see. To be honest, I was a little concerned. I fear that you might be still distraught over that one trial.
I can't think of how a German sounds. Can you do one quick?
Not to worry, here, Judge.
Let me quickly YouTube German accent. Not to worry, Judge. I wouldn't miss this day in court for the world. It's worth even more than VIP passes to one of my concerts, Cha. How could I pass up on a chance to see the true strength of the little boy who bested my brother? It was worth canceling a show or two.
Understood. You may give your opening statement to the court.
Before that, I was thinking.
Who's snapping? Oh.
Is the air in this courtroom not a bit serious?
It is a court of law.
That's no way to get the crowd jumping there, Judge.
They're not supposed to jump. This is a courtroom.
That's strong, baby! Today, we play it my way!
Dude, look at his theme song. What's that? Noise. Why is someone playing music in the background?
Sometimes you have to get on up in order to get down to prosecuting. That sounded like a country saying.
This is crazy.
The victim, Pal Maractus, director of the Maractus Clinic. A scene, People Park. He was found pulling a noodle stand.
What in the world was a doctor doing pulling a noodle stand?
Sorry, I dropped my water. Yes, I believe. You will find that out by asking the defendant, right here, right now. Because it's undeniable truth that he shot the victim.
What do you mean undeniable?
If you are here to glare at anyone, Air Justice, glare at the punk in the defendant's chair. His crime was witnessed quite clearly, you see.
Very well. Please admit this witness to the court.
Nine! Not yet!
If only you still knew how to play guitar, you could do that live.
First, Here's a little matter to be cleared up.
Could you talk about the air guitar solo?
I swear, I could see the guitar for a second.
What is it, Prosecutor Gavin?
The motive, Air Judge. Why did the little punk do it? Why did he kill the director of Maractus Clinic?
Not so fast! The defendant doesn't have to explain that!
Oh? But what if the defendant specifically requests to do so as he did this morning? I want to give a shout out to all my homies, I believe he said.
What? What is right?
They always say that, on the stage, you should hit the crowd with speed and ferocity. Sounds a little like he got you good, huh, Polly?
Well, this is highly unusual, but the court will now hear from the defendant concerning his motive in the crime. So, you son of the defendant, wacky are ya? I ain't your son, old man. You step to a Kitaki, you better be prepared to step strong.
You step to a public official, you must be prepared to be whoops. You'd best be prepared to step into jail. You gotta hand it to him. Wacky sure has guts.
It's not his guts I'm worried about. Well then, the court will now hear testimony on the defendant's motive. From the defendant himself. I'll tell you one thing, that doctor was a quacker. Someone had to show him what's what. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my op, something bad. And then he just lets me go, foul word. See you later, bye. So I gotta go in, get another doctor to patch me up again. That was the day I done figured it out. No OG's gonna let that pass. That's why I went to his pad that night. Know what I'm saying?
A lot of testimony.
You're saying you were one of the victim's patients? A lot of stuff goes down when you're keeping it real on the street. True that. I tell you one thing, that doc was whack.
He fucked up my vasectomy.
Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination. Can't believe this is the first time hearing about all this. Ooh. Alright, doctor was a quacker. First of all, the word you're looking for is quack. And isn't that a little harsh? He's your family doctor. Who asked you, pointy locks? Just who do you think you are? Your lawyer? Look, I ain't trying to hear that. He was a quacker, plain and simple. Someone had to show him was what? By someone, you mean... Was there anyone with a score to settle with this doctor? Besides you, I mean. You better ask somebody else, Holmes. What do I care? I made up my own mind and did what had to be done. Straight gangsta style. But why were you so mad at this doctor? Yo, sit back and listen while I drop it, J-Man. I was in the clip by half a year ago. I messed up my ops up the man.
Yeah, press this one. Wanna know why he got an op?
So you were a patient at the Maractus Clinic half a year ago? For what reason? I had what you might call a mark of honor.
Can you explain precisely what was wrong?
We had a little run-in with the Rivella's family. That's when I pulled a jack move. And ran into an ambush. Jeep busted a cap right in me.
According to my sources, you couldn't stand the stress of waiting. and ran in 15 minutes before your appointed time by yourself. You fucking suck.
Hey, I was more than a match for those guys. So you were carried to the miraculous clinic from there?
Apparently, he was shot in the heart.
He's a pretty healthy guy for being shot in the heart.
I can catch bullets between my teeth. But I never learned how to catch them with my heart.
The bullet stopped just short of my thumper, you know what I'm saying? I would have been golden if it weren't for that whack duck. Couldn't even take out a stupid bullet.
So, as you say, the surgery was a failure.
That ain't all of it, Holmes. Then he just lets me go without a word. What do you mean, he just let you go without a word? What do you think it means, Jack? It's whack, that's what. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds bad.
Sounds as though Air Doctor wished to hide his mistake. This is why he let the defendant go.
He's a liar, straight up. He's a better G than me. I'll go and get our dot pass again. So, this bullet is still? You know it. I can still feel it. Right there in my chest, pressed up against my heart.
Your words are like a bullet shot straight into my heart. But you're too late, you give love a bad name. Incidentally, that's one of our hit singles.
Well, that sounds just like a straightforward case of malpractice. Word, G-Man, J-Man. We're no accident, that's for Shizzo. It seems that there were issues with this doctor. Man, putting him down was like doing the world a favor. Walkie, please consult your lawyer before saying things like that.
Chin up, Apollo. Back straight.
But why did this mistake only come to light that day?
It was found during a family health checkup.
The family checkup? That was the wackest thing of all. All of us G's lining up, taking eye exams and all that shit. Better die young than fade away, bizoy.
Relief to hear.
Eh? Well, what's a relief?
Oh? Did your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart, if not attended to immediately, it could kill you.
What?
Yes, Dr. Maractus had knowledge concerning this ticking time bomb in you. Knowledge that could have saved your life.
No way, that's whack.
There is proof. Your checkup report. How ironic that you would kill the one man capable of helping you. You're almost as careless as he was. Hey. You're a fucking idiot, Walkie. You killed yourself. Well, now that the place is hopping, let's get this gig started.
Air guitar. Started?
We've had enough of a warm-up act, Ja. Time to hear from the witness. Walkie sure is quiet all of a sudden.
A little uneasy myself. Is this Gavin's strategy? Wow.
What is that?
Well, you want to
So, you will tell us your name and occupation. Let's see what the first sentence is. I'll do it. My name It's Wesley Stickler. My
You're really fast.
Are you doing this?
No, you're reading. No, I'm not.
We must acknowledge that the meaning of identity, which is commonly attached to the notion of occupation, and once we have accepted this reality, we see that our occupation is not just all per se, but derives from the vagueness inherent in the representation of all thought.
By which he means to say that he is a student.
Better be ready to read fast some more.
Okay, Switch, you do it. I'm kidding. A junior at Ivy University, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, in the Department of Science and Engineering. Filled with curiosity for all things, I spend my days in pursuit of truth, honing my craft.
There's Stickler. Please direct all said curiosity to the case at hand today.
Very well, Mr. Stickler. Please testify to the court about what you saw on the night of the crime.
Oh. You ask quite simplistically what I saw at night. Meaning of the Homo sapiens, which is why I decided to receive interpreted ascending in the form of a...
Thanks for the skip game.
That night, I passed through the park on my way home from shopping when I saw them. One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. A shot. Bam! The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead.
Was there anyone else in the park at the time?
I could say with 100% accuracy, there was not.
A pistol with a witness references... Sorry. The pistol a witness refers to is this.
The court accepts this into evidence. 2 rounds were fired, fingerprints were wiped. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may cross-examine the witness. Yeah, Your Honor. Trucy? Why are you just staring like that at the witness?
Why is she? Is she a body language genius? That man. I can't help but feel I've seen him somewhere before. He's the panty snatcher.
Huh?
Let's run through them all quick and see if there's anything that he changes his body language on just for that one.
Okay. Pass. Oh, well, it's all done. It's all fine.
He has 4 unique poses.
Alright, press from the beginning.
Nope, the 3rd one's unique.
Alright. In his hand, he held a pistol.
That seems like he's not sure of it. You should press this one.
This one? Or
Yeah.
the one before?
No, this one. It doesn't seem like he was sure it was a pistol.
And it's saying, yes, the pistol is pointed at the man pulling the stand. A shot. The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead. Are you sure the pistol you saw is the same as the one submitted as evidence?
Am I sure? Surely you just...
Or so a common witness would be tempted to say.
Huh?
Yet, I am no common witness. I see not only the events as they are, but the logical structure governing these events.
First, we must consider the fact of the vision due to the insufficient levels of illumination. Now that we consider the pistol, let's call it an Object A. It was indeed shrouded in darkness. It becomes difficult to say with a certainty that the Object A was indeed Object A.
Is he just saying that it's hard to tell if it was actually a pistol?
Yeah, he's just straight up saying... I think he means he couldn't see it clearly.
My badge for a normal witness.
Yet, the fact that a pistol was fired before my eyes is indisputable. I can still see it when I close my eyes. The defendant raised his weapon.
So...
Did it hit him in the forehead? Do we have the tox screening or whatever from the morgue? Whatever it's called. Autopsy report. Right bullet. Temple is not the forehead.
Well...
When I think square in the forehead, I think between the eyes, don't you?
Yeah, but it's kind of a weak argument, though.
Let's press this one.
What I'm trying to go for is... He's not sure if it's a pistol. He just assumes it's a pistol because he heard a shot. So I'm thinking, like, is there any way we can say that it wasn't a pistol that did it? But the autopsy says it's a shot, so clearly it's a shot.
Plus, it was the defendant's... It could have been a knife. Like, it was the defendant's fingerprints on the knife.
Yeah, but to get to the knife, we have to... If we were to go that way, we have to dispute that it's a gun. Okay, the bullet hit the man, pulled him square in the forehead. Are you absolutely certain that only one shot was fired?
Yes, of course it was one shot. Why would you ask?
Ah, a contradiction, finally! Mr. Stickler, according to a court record, the pistol was fired twice. A clear
Good eye, your Justice. You're cool, real cool.
Huh? You really think so?
No. Yeah, there is no reason why his other shot couldn't have been fired that night.
Meaning?
This pistol came from the Kitaki family mansion, huh? I think it's not unreasonable to assume that the pistol had been fired once before that night. During, perhaps, another altercation?
He's got a point.
Judging from his smug expression, I'd say Prosecutor Gavin had that answer ready before you even spotted the problem.
Seems pretty confident in testimony.
We always make the biggest mistakes when we're at our most confident. He's got a weak point somewhere, Apollo. Find it!
Right, I better get that testimony on listen. Okay, he passed through the park on his way home from shopping when he saw them. One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. Saw him quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant.
Was it a dark out? How could he see him clearly? Press that one. Maybe Apollo will bring it up.
How can you be so sure it was the defendant? The crime took place at night. It would have been too dark.
Perhaps I was remiss not to mention this earlier.
Huh?
You see, in class I always sit in the very backmost seat. Do you know why?
Who fucking cares? Please, but talk fast.
Because I do not wish anyone to copy my perfect notes.
And this relates to your testimony, how?
I mention this to illustrate with predisposition to that which is perfect. It was dark, you say, yet there are lights in the park. If I say the defendant was in the park that night, then he was in the park that night. It is hard, immutable fact.
He sure is confident.
He seems to be telling the truth too. Ugh. Just okay. Let's look at our clues.
I think the first contradiction is going to be that square in the forehead one. Fingerprints were wiped.
Nothing sus about this gun. Gosh, finding heart urgent I'm needed. Nothing of use. What is this?
That Kataki symbol. These bloomers sure have a distinct design. Let the flower bloom.
You certainly know who they belong to at a glance.
That way she doesn't have to write her name on them. Genius.
I would think writing your name would be easier than drawing a plum blossom. Okay, so it's her paintings in the trash. Nothing that stands out. Square in the front, okay? Shall we present?
Yeah, I'd say.
That's... Yeah. Oh, that's all of it. I think I have a chance.
Is that you relaxing, I see, Your Justice?
Huh? Oh, Objection! Once square enough, Mr. Justice.
Apollo, pace yourself. This trial's not over yet.
Right. Look at this. The autopsy report? Is there a problem with the autopsy report? Right, a problem. Problem. Yeah, the problem is the location of the entry wound. The location? You testified that the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, did you not?
Yes. I have never been wrong.
I have already determined your angle of inquiry.
Allow me to explain. Really, first you understand, when I say square, I speak not of geometrical absolute. What do I mean by this? For example, the diffraction of a meter is that number. The wavelength of light emitted by a krypton particle is all we know. It is well known fact that krypton particles are rare and visible to the naked eye, which points to the basic fallacy of your reasoning, namely that...
Mr. Justice? Yeah? Was your objection to these krypton particle thingies?
This is the big time. And you're obsessed with something so small. You disappoint me.
No, I'm obsessed with something big. I mean, there's a bigger, less nitpicky problem here. Do tell. Just look at the autopsy report. The location of the entry room was... the right temple!
Temple?
Mr. Stickler, you said quite clearly that the victim was shot square in the forehead. That's a contradiction, ain't it? It is, right? Finally, I got him.
Your Justice, oh, Your Justice.
Yeah?
Your tactics are outdated. Trying to shake the witness by objecting to trifles. Surely you haven't forgotten the fatal wound your master suffered 7 years ago. Phoenix Wright, was it? He's not my master.
Look, I know the wound was in the wrong place according to this testimony.
You're right.
Hey, hair forehead.
Forehead?
Let us imagine you were walking through the park. You see two men facing each other, one with a pistol trained on the other. What would you do, hair forehead?
Well, I guess
I'm gonna look up how you say that HERR word.
that was just air.
Are you sure it's air? It's German.
Yeah, you can look it up. I will try to stop them. I probably shout, "Stop!"
Hold on, I'm looking up this pronunciation. Practice. Speak it. It is hair. And you, Fräulein.
Me? Well, I'd probably scream.
Thanks.
Oh, the eek didn't cut in.
Yeah.
And you, air stickler? What did you shout, I wonder?
Ah! If the victim turns at the last moment, good.
Ah, yes. Thank you for jogging my memory.
It sounds like I added them to the testimonies required.
What is that word? What is that word, Neng?
Extra testimony?
What is the word? Say it.
Addendum?
Addendum.
Is that right?
Took you 3 tries, but I'll let you have it.
As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Seize this at once, you two! I cried with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. Whereupon a cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
Alright, let's watch his body language.
I see. So you attempted to stop the crime.
Indeed, with composure. Well, maybe the criminal wouldn't have acted like that if you hadn't shouted.
That doesn't really matter now, unfortunately.
Let us continue this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram, if you would. The witness, Mr. Stickler, was it? Stood here. He shouted, "Oh, stop, please," or something of this nature. And the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. If the killer were to have fired at just that moment, as we can see, the bullet would have stuck the right temple, as in the report.
That does seem to be the case.
Witness the power of a junior in the Ivy University's Department of Science!
Very well, Mr. Justice. You may cross-examine the witness. Okay. We'll look through all
I turn my noise suppression off and see if it'll stop it from cutting out when I do little silly noises.
Okay.
Like when I go, eek!
Okay. Let's see. So, let's look at his body language.
Looking left and right. Preaching.
And shot right out. Going for a cowardly killer. Appears to have become frightened. Tossed the pistol aside. He fled from the scene.
Well, I mean, you can kind of tell which ones are the lies. It's the one where he's like proselytizing and like opening his arms up. Those are the lies.
These?
Like that would probably be a lie. Like, why would he be scared? And then the second one.
When he raises his hand, that's when...
Yep. I think that's
Okay.
when he lies.
Okay. Are you sure both men were able to hear your voice?
They, of course. My high, exquisite voice echoed through the park. And the victim responded to the clarion call. Quite.
Okay. Let's check this one. A cowardly killer appears to have become frightened. Can you describe the killer's action more clearly?
Quite surprised. Especially considering what it was that he did. As we could see, human psychology is a tangled web. Indeed. He simply couldn't believe what he had done. He shot, he panicked, a common tale but true. Unfortunately, before I could take further action,
Okay.
Do we have proof he wasn't scared?
Do I press the other statements?
Why did she just start talking?
I don't know. No, it's not that feel. What do we do now, though, about that last contradiction?
at least the testimony's getting a little clearer.
She's right. Maybe I can find something to use in this new testimony.
Okay.
As soon as Killer raised the pistol, I took action. Let's just start from the beginning. So you saw a raised pistol? Weren't you frightened?
It can be said we students of Ivy University know no fear. The moment I saw that pistol, my inner sense of justice compelled me to take action.
That was certainly brave of you. You might have gotten shot.
Huh?
You certainly were lucky. If I were in the killer's shoes, I certainly wouldn't have left a witness behind. He actually looks like he has no idea he was in danger.
Regardless, I attempted to halt the bloodshed.
So he's raising his hand here. Can we assume that if his hand raising's a lie, he's telling a different story?
I think so.
I'm turning the direction of my voice and a shot rang out. Let's press that. Did you hear the gunshot at the same time as the victim turned?
Yeah. I would say about the same time, to be precise.
And the victim didn't ask you for help?
It can be said that he didn't have time to ask. He didn't even have time to take a single step.
I'm totally sure that the killer fired because Mr. Stickler startled him.
Don't say that too loud, Trucy. We don't want to make him feel bad. Appear to have become frightened. Last statement. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. You didn't try to apprehend the criminal?
No, so fast, I'm afraid I didn't have the time.
Doesn't something about that strike you as odd, Apollo? Something about that strikes me as odd too.
What?
The killer was in a hurry, right? He fired the pistol and tossed it right away, but his fingerprints were wiped off of the pistol.
According to
According to
testimony.
the testimony. Oh, sorry.
According to testimony, that's what happened, yeah.
In that case, I'd expect to find something that we didn't find.
Like fingerprints.
I liked that contradiction. Kind of
Oh.
sad to see it go.
That was what we got at the beginning. Alright. We got the gun, so.
Okay, go to the last one. Let's look at his body language too. It's when he's reading.
Oh, the thing about this one is, I don't. It's when he's reading? Interesting.
This time, so we'll remember that next time. Like maybe the next one's contradiction is going to be when he's reading too.
Is this the only one where he was reading? No, he's reading this one too. Interesting.
Maybe it's actually not a big deal, as yet. Like maybe it only matters at the parts where like it does. You know what I'm saying? Like at a cutscene moment.
Okay, so tossing the
Present.
pistols. He fled from the scene. Wait a second! Wait a second!
Tick, tick. Another misleading request. Yet, you're so beholden to your own mode of discourse that you can't see how it affects you.
Let's repeat that?
Wait a second, you say? A second?
Don't lecture me about the concept of time now.
Are we intended to just wait that? A single second, 1/60th of a minute? That's hardly enough time to draw a breath, let alone make a statement in court. Now, you would ask for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes 35 seconds.
Mr. Justice? Yes, Your Honor. Am I to understand you're objecting to the length of a second? Yes, I mean, no. Here, just look at this pistol. It doesn't have a single fingerprint on it. Ooh, look. From this picture, it looks like he's holding a gun.
Shoot it!
Oh, common ploy, made a little more common, I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints.
Wait, but you said the killer tossed the gun and ran.
That's right.
He didn't have time to wipe the gun for prints. Ah, the little girl sticking it to the university student. There's a song in there.
I'm not little.
Then let's think like adults, shall we, Freudian? Eh? What if the killer, the defendant, was wearing gloves?
Ah, shit.
Well, Mr. Justice? Could the killer have been wearing gloves?
Look at the evidence.
I can't.
Fuck. Okay, let's think about it.
Oh, wait, I can.
Didn't he leave fingerprints on something else? The knife. If he was wearing gloves, he wouldn't have left fingerprints on the knife.
Yes. Yes. So. No way. The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were wiped, which means some trace of prints remained. Which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you say it did, he wouldn't have had time to wipe the pistol.
But it does not change what I saw. The killer, the defendant. He threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled.
Yeah, he's getting so emotional.
Oh, my fucking mic. I should just use push to talk. My mic's not picking up half the shit I'm doing.
The pusher's talk is already ruined.
Okay, maybe that'll work. But I've been making so many sound effects, and then I look at the Discord, and it's not making a noise.
And this pistol was found at the scene of the crime, strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of.
That sounds solid to me. Well, Hair Forehead, any of your precious objections?
Objection!
What gives, Apollo? Let's get that voice training. Let's see that voice training go to work.
You know, I've only recently realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say.
What do you mean, nothing to say? Isn't it obvious from what the witness just said? Fuck, what did you just say?
Huh? Isn't what obvious?
When he restated what he saw just now, he said he saw Walkie drop a murderous weapon. Oh, he wasn't sure if it was the pistol. He saw him drop the knife. But that's not the same as being 100% sure of what Walkie threw away.
You're right!
He's just confused because a pistol was found at the scene. Boy, she's really like telling you all the answers. Poor Mr. Stickler. It must be so hard to be perfect, and yet so wrong!
Wow! Wow! It can be said I'm quite offended. While it is indeed true that...
Oh no, I'm behind. I'm not gonna do this one.
You have to be ready for the monologue anytime.
I don't know when he's gonna do it.
You gotta be ready anytime. What we can say for certain is that the witness saw the killer throw something. Does the defense have anything to say about this?
Well, if what he threw wasn't a pistol, maybe it was a shiv.
Then it has to be something else.
At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking.
Well, wipe that smile off your pretty face, Gavin. I'll get you just like your brother. Perhaps you can inform the court as to the nature of this something else. What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene?
Panties.
Panties. Is that a sword?
It's a little ship. A sword.
I saw one of those in the late night movie last night. Great, a sleep deprived judge. Beautiful. This knife was found at the scene of the crime, with the defendant's prints on it. His prints? This single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that what the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol. Two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves. Oh, indeed.
Oh, Hair Forehead. You're forgetting two other things you've just proven.
Huh?
One was that the defendant was there. One, that the man the witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Walkie-Talkie. Two, that the defendant was holding a knife with the intent of harming the victim.
Oh. Indeed. Damn it. Never underestimate someone from the Gavin family. This court is of the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it will behoove us to hear about what really occurred. With less assuming, please. I was wondering if you ever do that.
I was doing it the whole time. I was never picking up.
It is the same with you people. Always. Mark left the house on foot. 5 minutes later, his brother left after him. How long would it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Assuming that Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. Me. Assuming. Yes, that's what I said. Assuming. As if that were a probable situation at all. Yeah, here you are, assuming that my assumption is no better.
Ahem. What this court assumes is that the witness would testify as to what happened after the shot was fired.
I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. There we go! I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else.
10 minutes later is probably going to be it. We'll have to look through the evidence.
Why didn't you chase the killer?
He was, as you say, a killer. Of course, I could have run him down. Yet what would he have done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than an aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that.
Quadratic. Sorry, I said quandric. Did the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? And do we not also know that there was no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer. Does it not?
Does it not, Mr. Justice? I better find a way to take this testimony down quick. Okay. Facial cues first.
Proselytizing.
What kind of
Proselytizing.
There you go.
Reading his book.
Use my cell phone and call the police. I think this is actually a true statement.
And then preaching again. Maybe okay, let's look at our evidence. That 10 minutes later, is anything gonna show up about that, you think?
If this is a lie, this might be his tell of him preaching and looking up at the sky, you know, instead of looking at his book. But let's take a look. He saw no one else, he claims.
Just after 10 p.m.
The bloomers?
Who put those in there?
Who put those in there? That's a good question, but I don't know how we can connect that to his statement.
I think he's the panty thief.
Yeah, but that doesn't help us with the contradiction at the moment. Alright, let's start pressing, right? We don't have anything immediately to get him.
Yeah.
I cannot prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Which way did the killer run?
Left. By that time, it was clear the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction.
That would mean he ran in the opposite direction from the Kitaki mansion.
Hatch tongue! What a weird noise. Don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back once he got out of sight.
How did he know that that's where I was going? Okay, something need to see in good conscience. You were certainly composed for someone who had just witnessed a killing.
If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood. nor be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops one's flask on the lab's floor. Me, 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 me. Ooh, cool answer. Very cool.
So nothing strange about how he acted. Trucy, why are you being so quiet? Trucy, look like she has something to say. Use my cell phone to call the police. Okay. Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance?
It can be said that I have dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, tends to result in death. There we go. There was no reason for me to call an ambulance. Oh, a perfect syllogism. A proof in 3 parts. Exquisite. Simply exquisite. Me, 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 me.
He actually looks like he's gonna cry.
What is her deal?
Trucy, we're a team. Why are you not saying anything? Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes?
I stood in a state of heightened awareness, something only us alpha males can do. Anything could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction. I was ready to destroy any prey that my eyes fell upon.
Is that all?
No one came. Nothing happened at all. I saw it all, which is to say, I saw nothing. Me, 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 me.
It was late at night. It's not odd to think that there will be few people around the park. So we just stood there? Watching? How much to go on there? Trucy, if you got something to say, by all means, say it. I can't find a single problem with that testimony, and we don't have any clues to help.
Had enough at last, hair forehead.
Maybe it's time to back off a bit? Do we back off a bit?
Ooh, this one's tough. Push him.
So, no.
It's just gonna go back to the testimony, then do this thing again.
The defense does some questions that demands answers, Your Honor. Also, my partner is being quiet for some reason. Your opinion, Prosecutor Gavin.
Oh, let him play attorney until he's satisfied, I say. I will amuse myself by composing my next smash hit in my head. Snap. Snap.
Very well. You may continue with the cross-examination. Damn. Two police were assigned, so no one else. It has to be this one. But what do we have?
Was it Phoenix? Like around there? Oh, wasn't there a time on the watch on the cell phone?
But this is found in the garage. So like it's so far away from the park.
Yeah.
Time of death 10 p.m.
Do we have any proof that somebody was there that he would have seen if he waited 10 minutes?
That's No, we don't have anything. I don't have anything.
Alright, I think it's time to forge evidence.
That's the option we can do. Yeah, got nothing. Cell phone call police, which is nothing. Saw no one else, we have none to prove. This witness is way too self-assured. There's gotta be a weakness somewhere in this testimony. Press the last one and keep moving forward. Maybe there's nothing left. We got nothing. That's a new line.
Some of us have glamorous careers we'd like to get back to this month, Air Forehead.
They don't have enough to put Walkie away yet. Should I just back off? Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it, we got nothing. There's nothing fishy about that testimony at all. We don't have anything to prove anything.
Oh, it's gonna go to his super sense, I bet.
It appears there are no objections to the witness's current testimony.
There are many number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer was really wearing gloves, which wiped away the previous user's prints off. Then, after the deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing his gun away. A mistake befitting all of a small-time punk, in my opinion.
No! No!
Ah, dude.
It seems we've come to the end
What
of
if
the line
that cell
here.
phone is his? If we could think of a way to link that cell phone to him, remember the one we found?
Yep.
Then it would mean that he couldn't have called the police, right?
Yeah, but we don't know how to link it to him.
I just can't think of anything else.
No, that can't be all.
How unfortunate. It seems that you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. Were ya, Air Forehead?
I believe this brings the cross-examination to a close. This court will now declare a verdict for the defendant, Walkie-Talkie.
Eek!
What is
the fuck?
happening? The Trucy?
Oh, she's doing a magic trick. Nobody move.
What's the meaning of this? Who are you?
I'm Trucy's right arm. There will be no verdict in this court. Not yet.
Wait, are you one of the Kitakis? The Kitakis? You mean the notorious gangsters?
If you don't want to see me give the pretty little girl a new smile, do as I say. Adjourn the court for 20 minutes.
What? This court will not bow to pressure from the likes of...
Herr Judge. I see little point in further aggravating this gentleman. I've won the case anyway. Recess! 20 minutes! Or I promise you'll regret it!
Well, wait, how he disappear so fast?
She is a magic genius. Come to the lobby. Come to the lobby to follow.
Damn, we need a ghost voice for that one.
Like she's dead.
Yep.
Come to the lobby.
I suppose I have no choice but to adjourn for a 20-minute recess.
Apollo, watch me rattle these chains.
Bailiff, catch that mysterious man. Do we continue?